Insights with Terri, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri. Here's Terri.
Hi everyone, this is Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri. Thank you for joining me to explore together the week of July the 13th through the 20th, 2025. Thank you so much for taking your time and sharing it with me. The planets have pretty well stayed the same. Nothing huge has changed. We're just going to do a really quick summary of it. We still have that Cancer in our sun sign, and Cancer being that really loving energy that wants us to learn about loving ourselves, learning about loving each other, what love really means, and home and family and just security and domestic wonderful energy. That's what this is all about with Cancer. And then Mercury, the planet of the mind, how we think, how we process, that's still in Leo. I laugh because it's going retrograde, which is not my friend. I've been practicing to be stupid, not processing well for about 2 weeks now, and we have 3 weeks ahead of us. It's going to go retrograde on the 18th. So I'm not sure about you, but I've been making mistakes with my bookings, and it's just mortifying because I check it because I know I'm going to make a mistake, and I still do it anyway. And I accuse my computer of being wrong, and of course it's not wrong. It's always me. So just be prepared. People driving, making mistakes. Try not to travel if you can help it. If you have to travel, make sure you've got your ducks in a row, not like mine. A friend the other day brought an amazing pillow out to me that says my ducks are definitely not in a row, and that's the absolute truth. None of my ducks are in a row. So I thank you. You know who you are, and thank you so much for that pillow. It's front and center. So be prepared for the retrograde that's coming. Leave yourself plenty of room when you're leaving for appointments. Don't be disappointed if somebody else made a mistake, and maybe call ahead just to make sure you all had the same conversation. And then Venus, the planet of love and beauty, that is in Gemini. And Gemini is that communicative energy which allows us to be curious and wanting to have good conversations with everybody. It's just a nice time for good discussions, really good, interesting discussions. And then Mars, the planet of our drive, how much energy we'll put behind something, how much passion, that is in Virgo. And as I've stated before, awesome energy for getting ourselves organized and looking at some of the things that we need to do and being able to do it. And that impulsiveness of Leo I've used today. I just was it's a hot day, right? Maybe I'll just cut the grass. Maybe I'll do half the grass. Well, I ended up doing all the grass. Maybe I'll just prune a few trees. And I did about 3 or 4 trees. Maybe I'll just do the dog's nails, and that's it. Well, I groomed them all and did their nails and cut my Chinese crested coats and groomed them really nicely. If I would have thought of it ahead of time, without the impulse of Leo, I would have said, oh my gosh, it's so hot, I'm going to sweat. Oh, it's too much, I'll leave it for a cooler day. But I use that impulsive energy of Leo to help me kick my butt and get me going. So don't be afraid to use it. You still got it for a while. And then the beginning of the week, our vulnerable body parts can be our feet, our toes. And because the moon is in a very psychic energy field, we will have the option of developing that psychic ability, that intuitiveness that we all have, maybe communicating with our animals, our people mentally. We've got that till about the middle of the week, and then it's going to move the vulnerable parts to the head, the teeth, the tongue, the arteries. So if you're vulnerable in that area, take special care. And if you get migraines, be very careful not to trigger yourself. And then towards the end of the week, it moves down to the neck, the vocal cords, the throat, and the thyroid. So if you're in any of those positions that you're vulnerable, be extra, extra careful with that. Now, on that subject, we talked a little bit last week about love, and that energy field of Cancer being in the sun sign, I had said that love was one of the biggest things in a human's experience, and it should be, but in a good way, not a bad way. And I think I left off with saying that when love leads, if we let it take us, we can have a magic carpet ride, and magical things happen. So when we lead with love, it's amazing, amazing, amazing. At 77 I am, and I'm still gobsmacked by the amazing situations that love opens up and allows for us. All the magic. I'll never get tired of that. So we're being offered an opportunity to transform ourselves and take that transformation, and that will change the world. Now, I know, we think I'm just one little person. I think it all the time. I'm just one little person. And I am this insignificant little person. But if we think about it, one person called Hitler affected the whole globe. Not nicely. One person called Stalin affected the whole globe. Not nicely. Gandhi affected the whole world. Nicely. Buddha affected the world. Nicely. Mother Teresa affected the world. Nicely. Trump, I shall not speak of. Because then I'm going to go off in a whole different direction. Apologize for the dog behind me. She's outside, but I guess the walls are thin. So love can transform our whole world, and the lack thereof can do the same thing. We are being tasked by the universe at this time to let love shine, to love our lives, to love ourselves, to love each other, to love our pets, to love our experiences, because those experiences will make us and shape us into who and what we are supposed to be. And if we allow it to take us in a higher vibration, then it's much, much better, and things work out so much smoother. So, as I said in another podcast, we have two choices. We have the choice of love, or we have the choice of fear. And love causes us to do super duper things. It allows us to just pull rabbits out of our hat. So if we can follow that course, oh my gosh, and it starts with loving yourself. I know we've heard all this stuff before, but the truth is, if we take care of ourselves, if we do things that we admire, we can be proud of ourselves. We can pat ourselves on the back. We can say, I'm a good person. I did a good thing. We don't need other people to tell us that. You know whether you let somebody out of a parking lot or not. You know whether you had the best intentions of everybody or not. You know whether you tried as hard as you could or not. So if we align ourselves with the essence of who we are, and we should know ourselves, or we're going to get into trouble in relationships, then things start to work so much differently. Things go in an aligned way, smooth, good, easier, better. You know, I was going to try one of those dating apps, and I think I got like 3 minutes into it. I thought, ugh. Because what I realized, I got to get a picture, and I got to fill out things about myself, and I thought, I'm sticking myself in a place that I'm going to be judged. And in that judgment, if people go past your picture and they don't say anything to you, you don't get a whatever it is that they do. I don't know what they do. I didn't get that far. But then rejection can happen, and then we reject ourselves. I'm not sure those things are that good, although I have some friends that met some pretty awesome people on the dating app. So I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying things that we do that create judgment aren't healthy. So see what you're doing that might be creating judgment and maybe rejecting yourself quickly. Learn yourself. That's what we're supposed to be doing this week or this lifetime. So when you look at Gemini in Venus, Venus is the love and beauty and attraction, and Gemini's curiosity and understanding in that the logic. I want to understand it. I want to know why. I want to know how. How did this work? How do we come to that? Virgo supports that too. They're both ruled by Mercury. So this is an amazing opportunity to learn ourselves. Who are we? I've said that to myself so many times. Who are you, Terri? Both in a good way and a bad way. Or what are you doing? What are you doing? So if we make our whole life about what am I about to do? Is it loving or is it not? Is it coming from a loving place or is it not? And if we can understand that and make good decisions, well, wow, that's all I can say. When I've had the wonderful blessing of working a little bit with autistic kids, I see those kids embrace love so innocently and so purely. It's so beautiful. And they just accept everything and everybody. They accept themselves. Their hugs, they just go up and, many of them, just go up and hug you. And they're okay, oftentimes, if they're not touch sensitive, with you hugging them. What an open, beautiful way to live. And in this way, we can change our identity and our own personal way of working with things outside of ourselves, people, situations. It's so important. We are so being tasked with this right now. So on that note, on that loving note, I want to thank Charlie O'Brien for putting this up. He puts it up on Spotify, on Apple iTunes, on Amazon Music Podcast, SoundCloud, YouTube. It gives me the link and I put it up on Facebook. Thank you, Charlie, for all of that. I'm so grateful. Thanks for you, all of you, for taking your time and listening to me rant. And if you would like a reading for yourself, maybe a little bit deeper understanding about what some of the things we're being asked to do, I'd be happy to do that. Or if you need some help with your animal, I'd be happy to do that too. Give me a call or a text at 519-726-6699. Or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. Thanks again. Have a lovely week, everybody. Lovely. Okay? Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.